Wholehearted's programs and facilities are supported through your generosity. Thank you for your support. There is a Dharma box for contributions in the kitchen and also a link for contributions on the website.
So, good morning, everybody. It's very nice to see all of you. My plan was to go to Austin this morning. I feel sad that I'm not there with all of you. But instead to put set my alarm, instead to put my alarm in the morning 6 a.m., I put 6 p.m. So didn't work. So, I just planning to talk. I think I'm going to say welcome to everybody from Austin to all our friends and Dharma Sanghas from all different parts of the world. So I don't want to mention each one because I don't want to miss anybody. So I just welcome to everybody. So I want to talk, see how this goes between my accent and I'm going to talk some of Doggins. That is, my accent is strong, Doggins a little challenge. So good luck with you guys. See how that goes. So I've been reading this for a couple years, and every time I read, I always get trapped trying to understand. And I think I know what is the problem. So it's using my intellect, try to understand. So I just invite you, all of you, if you can just trying to be open in your heart and in your body, and just listen. Try not to understand, and the mind that is trying to know what is this, why that, so see if you can drop down that and just allow yourself whatever sticking you at the end of this Dharma talk. So I'm going to talk about Bendoboa. It's one of the Dogen's writings. It's the easy ones, okay? But you know, if some of you already read Dogen, it's not easy anything what he writes. So history, I'm going to give you just a little bit of history about this. It's just he started writing, as you probably know, his a little bit of his history. I'm not going to go all in detail of that, but when he left the Mount Heiji and he was going to another, he didn't know how to start his own monastery. So he was still in that process. So that's when he started writing Bendowa. So Bendowa is I want to just reading a little bit what he said when he was before when he was started writing, what inspired him to write this. And this was in 1227, 1227, sorry. So he said, to spread this Dharma and to free living beings became my vow. I felt as if a heavy burden had been placed on my shoulders. In spite of that, I set aside my vow to propagate this, in order to wait for conditions under which it could flourish. For now, I will live alone, moving from place to place like a cloud or dogweed, and follow the way of the ancient sage. So he talks in, but I'm not going to talk about all the Dowa. It's just a little bit because basically this is a talk with questions, okay? And it's what does Vedova mean? So it's to put all whole energy into practice the way. It is a serious talk or discourse about how to practice the way wholeheartedly. So it's to put our whole energy into practice the way. This is a series of talks and discourses about how to practice the way wholeheartedly. So I want to start going from that and reading a little bit. So what I want to talk about is only this part. And what I decided, the reason I decided is about Dharma It took me many years to really understand what is Dharma. And still, still processing what is Dharma mean. So what we're going to talk is that which cannot be transmitted. The self that is only the self is transmitted through sasen. That is why sasen is called the marvelous Dharma. So what is that marvelous Dharma? No. So when I started getting confused with this, trying to understand, that was more my intellectual mind that wanted to grasp, to try to have the meaning. So over time, I realized when I drop in that intellectual of asking, and it's not that I say it's not good to answer it, because that's important, the inquiry, to keep answering, but the grasping of that. That took me a long time to really get a little more the flavor of this. So, like here, the translation of this book is Okamura. So really like when he say, he took many years too to start translating this. So let me go here. So since there is no explanations of Dharma, which is the most important word in this text, so Dharma cannot be grasped with the intellect, but it is completely incomprehensible. We should not bother to talk about it at all. We have to understand, at least intellectually, why Buddha Dharma cannot be grasped with the intellect. So talking in the Mahayana Buddhists explain the meaning of Dharma is a little more deep. According to the concepts we accept, we think that everything exists as object of side itself. So it's he put an example in here. It's like if we see a cup, whatever we see, everybody has different way, different meaning, the way how we see in the cup, even ourselves. I can see a cup right now, and I have a meaning of that. And if I turn the cup, it has different meaning. And the way each of us is looking at has, everybody's going to see a different way. There is no one way to see that. So this is the way actual life experiences is. So it's basically our own experience, how we see things, and our own experience about our own life or conditions, how to see that. So if we use the common sense way of thinking, we think we are looking at the very same cup. This is an abstraction and not the reality of life. Abstract concepts and living reality are entirely different. So what is the Buddha, the concern, what Buddha is concerned about is not something abstract, but the very concrete and actual reality of life. All beings exist through life experience of the self. All living exists through life experience of the self. The life experience of the self and the meridian beings that we experience are one. This is the reality of life. The life experience of the self and the life experience of all beings can never separate into subject and object. That which experiences and that which is experienced cannot be divided into two. This reality that cannot be differentiated into two is called Dharma or mind. But it is the meaning of the expression Dharma mind are one reality. So now I understand why it's so confusing that. The reality of life has a multidimensional structure. So since it has many aspects, it's very difficult to explain in words. Yet the reality of life experience is just one and can never be divided. It is not two. So we know that the the mind, how the way mind is explained in Buddhism is a little different. The way we grow up and we think what is mind. So here it is. The word mind is used in Buddhism. It often means the vivid life experience that I have been talking. So he's talking about. This is what the word means when Dogen talks about that which has been correctly transmitted in Buddhism. One mind is myriad dharmas, means that the one mind includes the myriad dharmas of my life experience of the world. So the mind is one mind is myriad dharmas, means that the one mind includes the myriad dharmas of my life experience of the world. After all, for each and every one of us, being born, living, and dying is the complete expression of our life experience. Nothing is more precious than this life experience of the self. The most valuable thing is the fact that we are living right here and now. That and this must be the basis of all evaluation. This life experience is the foundation of all existence and the basis of the world. So for this reason, we call it Buddha Dharma and give it absolute value. So the Buddha is not, the stature, the scrolls, all that, is part of the teaching. Is the real Buddha is nothing more than the Sasen. And we hear that every time that we say we are Buddhas and meeting another Buddha. It's nothing that we are looking for something to reach something special moment or special like enlightenment. It's just the way we are right now and keep learning and we keep open learning. So when we hear this transmitting wonders Dharma, so we always try to feel what is that wonders Dharma. So one mind is the Meridian Dharmas, and Meridian Dharmas are the one mind. Means that the absolute self is the life experience of the self. The absolute self is the life experience of the self. In spite of the fact that it cannot transmit it, it is somehow transmitted. It is called wondrous because the Dharma that cannot be transmitted, in fact, has been transmitted right up to this moment and is present now. So for me, that's the every time that I think is my mind that is always the one that is grasping, that prevent me to see this, to be aware of that when this happens. It's not to, even though when I'm sitting, it's not about to have a perfect sitting. It's not about my mind was wandering all the time sitting. And it's okay when that day happens. And it's okay when I have those little glimpses of moments when I can feel that opening. So I was just wondering when I was sitting, what he was talking is the sitting that came to me very clear is when I go in that sitting without expecting anything, even though with my busy mind, I can feel my heart open and soft. So I can just listen and not listen, is to be connected with that Dharma that we're talking about. It's not the Dharma is not only Yes, Dharma is the part of the teachings of the Buddha, but this is the other part of the Dharma that he's talking about here. That is there. And that's that we always hear from Peck and Flynn and many teachers is allow the Dharma go through you. And that's when practice discussions happen. Is what happened in that is the two people that are in there, they are just, more the teacher, the person is just sitting in that complete present. It's not thinking, well, sometimes we are thinking, but we try um, to go to that place where you are just open to the other person, meeting each other in that moment, right now, each other. And that's when things can happen. And doesn't need to be only in practice discussion, it's in every moment in our everyday life with everybody around us. The person that we cross in the street, the waiters that is next to us, everybody. How can we be present, fully present, that right now to whoever is around us? So the Dharma is the reality of life, and each and every one of us is living out absolute life, no matter what situation we find ourselves in. We live out the self that is only the self. No one can become a different person. In a sense, from birth to death, we are completely alone. Even if you think that you have good friends, family, or a loving wife, the fact is that your wife can never be you. You and your wife have different dreams and think differently. We sometimes say that we know everything about an intimate friend, but it's really just something that we have thought up. It is impossible to really understand another person. Every one of us is living out the self that is only the self, and living out the present that is only the present. So when we practice sasen that actualize the reality of life, we become the universal self only when we let go of illusory thoughts that stray from reality. My expression for letting go is open the hand of thought. When we open the hand of thought, the Dharma fills our hands. The universal reality of life is right here. This reality of life fills your mouth. When you speak, it cannot be limited vertically or horizontally. It can be expressive in immeasurable ways. So he say a little more beautiful the way I was just saying, but basically it's that, no? So it's how can we live the way wholeheartedly? And it's not about ignoring our thoughts, feelings, hopelessness, whatever is in there. It's just to acknowledge them, that we know is there. And we welcome all of them. We welcome all those parts to be here. Instead, only one to be more in charge. So I want to do a little bit, I wanted to do in groups, but I want to do more all together. So if you can just find a way to feel more comfortable and just close your eyes. Just notice how your body is relaxing through your cushion or through your chair. And just noticing what is right now in you, the thoughts, feelings, sensations, emotions. And see when you're aware of that, see you can step back. Who is the one that's observing and noticing all that? See when you step back, notice the awareness. And when you're in that awareness, if you notice your heart gets soft and open. And just open to this Dharma that is available, is there. And just listen. Listen what is happening right now. And just little by little come to your body, into the room where we are right now. And just open your eyes very gentle. And just look to each other on the screen, the ones are in person. And just noticing what do you feel in your body? What sensations do you notice? Tingling, unease, ease, soft. Very simple. Notice the difference of you with others when you are in this open heart. So thank you for sitting in this little meditation experience, more experience. So how is that? So I start asking myself when I start working with this. So questions are coming to me, Is um, it's good and nice to understand cities and all that. And it's how can I remember to keep be remember about this? And that's the practice, no? That's the reason we come here. We keep remember, help each other to remember that. and to support each other. So, and my question is, how can I um, be, um, I shouldn't say channel, but whether allowing the Dharma keep coming through me in every moment in my life with people around me. Because as you know, we impact to each other. So I want to open for anybody that can share about their experience. What's the experience? You were able to notice the difference of stepping back from your mind, your feelings, emotions, and be in this space. What was your experience? You're able to be open your heart. So what was the experience when you start sitting, listen, notice something? Thank you, Lisa. So you notice for these three sittings where you were. So when we were stepping out and just go to your heart, open your heart, do you notice any difference? Or probably not. So is anybody that want to share anything?
I'll share something.
Yes.
So I've been very busy at work, and I've been very stressed out about how much work I have, to the point that it's affecting my sleep, and I'm dreaming about work. And so that's what I was observing during this meditation that you guided. And when I stepped back, um, I tried to focus on being compassionate to myself. And at some point, I noticed that I started thinking about solutions, which is, I've been thinking about solutions for a long time. And then I realized that as part of this exercise, I didn't need to do that, because that was, that was the mind trying to solve the situation. And that was kind of pulling me away from the exercise. And that just trying to kind of sit with myself and focusing on the compassion and not trying to come up with solutions was perhaps a better way to go through the exercise. And it made me think of some of what you were saying during your readings and the analysis, that it was sort of a useless exercise in trying to reason through and go through logic, and again, the thinking mind trying to come up with solutions, and just trying to be with that emotion and that kind of understanding that, yes, this is happening, I'm going through this experience, and right now I just need to make space to connect with that emotion and not worry about coming up with solutions. And in terms of the sensations, I mean, right now I think that my back is very tight, and I just notice I typically carry a lot of tension around my midsection, and sometimes I don't even notice it. And I don't know. So I appreciate the opportunity to explore all of that, and to take a moment and just acknowledge it as an emotion, and just be okay with it. So thank you.
Thank you. So that's data, no? That's data for you that you keep working. So, and that's what is helpful, because we can get more data So thank you for sharing that. Yes, Nelda.
Good morning, Sandra. It's so good to see you.
Nelda, I
And
see you.
everyone. Um, Thank you for bringing this. You brought so many different things that I'll tell you where I went. Very simple, not intentionally. It just sort of happened. You said three things, or something that prompted three things in me, and that was the word present, expect nothing, and all is welcome. So the word present, as we went through the meditation, prompted in me that the present is a gift. It's a present, like at Christmas, right? Or birthday or whatever. And all things are welcome, where, just like for me in my tradition of celebrating Christmas, you don't know what's under the tree. It's just all there for you. You open it up, you don't know what that box is going to be. Don't expect anything. Sometimes you get a big box with a tiny present, and sometimes you get a little box with this amazing, different, multifaceted present. And so that was lovely. And all is welcome, because that's it. Shadow sides, every emotion, um, moments of discomfort, moments of absolute comfort. And then when the next moment is another present and another present, and there are different shadow sides and bright sides with that moment, right? And it's all welcome. And thank you. That was a love. So that's where I went. Thank you for that gift, for that present.
Thank you, Nelda. So yes, for me, this is a reminder about what he was talking here. Basically, is how can we take what we doing when we're sitting in our everyday life. The satsang is not technique, and it's not a moment that just go and relax and be quiet, or it's not all. Yes, it's a keep practicing, that we can bring that practice in our everyday life. The same thing that we are sitting in the cushion, just bring that in our everyday life, which is challenge. It's the same when we're sitting. It's challenge to be trying to keep our mind focused, which we are not doing that. We're just sitting, no? It's shikantasa. It's just sitting with all that, but we're not reactive like we are in our everyday life. So that's what satsang for me is being very helpful. Yes, Rosemary?
Hi, Sandra. Thank you
Hey.
so much. Well, my experience stepping back started way before with the sound of your voice, which is so soft and calm. And so the stepping back in having your soft, calm voice with me, when I stepped back, it was a feeling of calm and openness and acceptance, and space at the same time. And the question, who is observing? Well, it was a very, I guess, radically accepting mother, something like that, was observing. Yeah, it was very, very nourishing. I think that's the word. And your or reading the word wholeheartedness, for the first time, I think that I had always interpreted that, as I've been in this practice, as fully, the way one would interpret it in life, in regular life, just really, with all of your heart, but somehow today it felt like your whole heart. It just felt different and really good. So thank you. Thank you for this. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Rosemary. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so I think we are going to. Oh, yes, Darcy.
Yeah, I didn't want to not say thank you, really, because um, your whole talk, as well as this guided meditation, um, I guess you're so fully present. It's so inspiring. And I had a similar experience to Rosemarie, who is watching. It's just this deep ground of being it, for me. Um, and but afterwards and before, and this is not an uncommon experience for me. Sometimes it takes, there's a lot of thoughts, but when I let all of that just be part of my sitting, then it goes to this. But the thought that was coming to me while you were talking before and then again after is I feel so incompetent at sharing this with anyone, you know. And then it occurred to me that you're showing us how to share it, and it's by being completely yourself and present, and that is expressed through that that calmness of voice, and yeah, your presence is what you're sharing. And we so want to nail it down to you do this or you do that, but it's living zazen all the time, completely yourself with whatever's there inside and outside. And I wanted to thank you for doing that, because it's just kind of coming to me a little bit more how to share that. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Darcy. Yes, Kathy.
Yeah, good
I
morning.
see you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for this lovely time to just be. And I didn't realize how tired my body was until I really was relaxed in the moment with your voice and what you were saying. And when my body relaxed, it was very tired. And I think, and it's because of the situations in our country right now, and my body's been absorbing it. So that was a good reminder. And the other thing that happened before you ended, I had the tune of All Are Welcome in my mind. And I just looked at the lyrics again and I thought, yeah, there are pieces of it that all is welcome when we're sitting. So thank you.
Yeah, and the what is moving to me right now is when it's welcome everything, and when we step out from that chatting and all that, we can see better what is happening and just have the data, like you say, Kathy. And it's like, oh, I'm noticing been working too much. I didn't know what to do. Kathy say I feel very tired, and we are in the going, everyday life. So I think that's very important. Is the nourishing to ourselves, to have this time to nourish ourselves, whatever is the best nourishing for everybody. So I always do more the movement, body movement, exercise, writing, any creativity. So that nourishing is very important. Well, for me, it's very important. That's something that I always recommend to my patients is the nourishing, to have the time of nourishing ourselves. It's just we recharge again to keep going. Yeah. So that was very lovely to be here with you guys. So next time I will set the alarm better, and I will be in Austin. Yeah. So it was nice to see all of you, and we just keep practicing. You keep coming back to the cushion with this open wholeheartedly. And when you Rosemary said yes, the open wholeheartedly is it's very soft. It's no task oriented. It's a very soft, open, and we stumble and we have another moment. We keep going. That's what he was saying here, no? We have every moment. So, okay, so we finish on time. Thank you, everybody.